Hi, I'm Kay and thank you so much for visiting my channel. So I'm a former binge eater, emotional eater, yo-yo dieter, sugar addict, and it took me so long to try and get over this. I tried so many different things, and when I realised that binge eating and emotional eating wasn't my fault and it had nothing to do with my willpower, it changed everything. So this is why I'm here to tell you today that it's not your fault and it's nothing to do with your willpower. Einstein said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And guess what? This is what you're doing. Every time you go on a different diet, you're just doing the same thing. So stop doing this because it's insanity. You need to realise that binge eating and emotional eating is not your fault and it's nothing to do with willpower. So today I'm going to give you 7 reasons why it's not your fault and why binge eating has nothing to do with willpower. So I'm going to be sharing with you a couple of other videos over the next few weeks, which is going to show you a little bit more about my journey, but also what I did to stop the cycle of binge eating and emotional eating for good. So stay tuned for those. So back to today's video. So here are the 7 reasons why binge eating and emotional eating is not your fault and it's nothing to do with your willpower. So reason number 1, you go on drastic diets. Now I'm guessing that a lot of you, if you binge eat or emotionally eat, you go on a lot of diets to try and stop this. And I'm guessing that a lot of you choose quite drastic diets when you do this too. And let me tell you why this is not a good idea. Your body needs food. Okay, I'm sure you're thinking, I wish it didn't, but the fact is it does. It needs it for energy. And it needs energy every single day to carry out all of its systems and all of its functions throughout the body. And if you go on a drastic diet by either cutting out calories or cutting out whole entire food groups, you're depriving your body of what it needs. So of course it's going to crave. Your body's number 1 priority is survival. It doesn't care if you lose weight, it doesn't care if you put on weight. It's there to keep you alive. And if you're not feeding it enough of the right thing or enough of the right foods or enough foods in general, then it's going to crave because it thinks it's dying. And when this craving is so strong, you can't resist it. So it's nothing to do with your willpower, it's your body trying to not let you die. If you deprive your body of certain nutrients, it is going to start craving it. So you hear a lot about low-fat diets still, and the body needs fat to carry out a lot of its functions. And if it doesn't get it, it's going to start craving. But it will sometimes mix up the craving and you will end up craving the wrong food. So instead of craving the good fats like avocados and oily fish and nuts and seeds, it might just crave cake. So that's what you eat. And then you eat the cake, but because the body hasn't got what it needs, it will still keep craving that cake. And you'll eat more cake and it will crave the cake and you'll eat more cake because you're not giving it what it needs. And it's the same with carbs too. Your body does need carbs. No, it doesn't need the refined, very sugary, fast releasing kind of carbs, but it does need carbs. And if you cut all of that out of your diet, again your body is going to start craving. But it might again just be craving cake. So the same cycle keeps repeating itself. And this is all because you're not giving your body what it needs. It's nothing to do with your willpower. So don't go on any drastic diets or cut out any food groups. Reason number 2. As human beings, we are conditioned to seek out pleasure. Who doesn't want to have a good time? And it's something that's necessary for us, it is a need. It's not just something nice to have if we can. So your body will do anything it can to try and seek this out. If you binge eat or emotionally eat, then I'm pretty sure that you've got a strong emotional attachment to food. And you think that for that moment it's going to give you pleasure, you're going to enjoy it, even if you feel bad a few minutes later. I'm guessing that a lot of you were brought up with your parents maybe giving you food as a reward or as a treat. I know that for my family, going to something like McDonald's was an absolute proper treat that we did maybe once or twice a year at most. So I kind of grew up believing that McDonald's was a real treat. And if you Google treat and you look at the images, then pretty much everything is of food. So it's not your fault that you associate good things with food. But you can change this. You're not born with the association that food equals pleasure. And this means that you can get rid of this association too. And reason number 3, you don't know when you're full. And again, this isn't most people's fault. How many of you were told as a child growing up that you can't leave the table until you've finished your dinner? So that is your parents or whoever cooked the food for you deciding when you're going to be full. Maybe you got full after you've eaten half of the food or 3/4 of the food, but you had to force yourself to carry on because you weren't allowed to leave the table. And this has meant that you now cannot tell when you're full or you're not, and you know that you can just keep pushing. And I'm guessing that a lot of you were told that maybe you couldn't have dessert until you finished everything on the plate. So you might have already been full, forced yourself to finish the plate, and then treated yourself with a dessert, and even though you're already still full, you still managed to fit that in. So I hope you can see again why this is not your fault. And I don't want you blaming your parents either. This is something that most people have gone through. And as I said, satiety kind of makes you think the same way too. Reason number 4, you're not drinking enough water. Your body needs water to carry out almost every single function within the body. And if you're not drinking enough water, then it's going to start craving. However, as I've already said, that sometimes the cravings can get a little bit mixed up in your head, and instead of craving water like you think it would, your body might misinterpret that and think that you're hungry. So you eat food, and depending on what you eat, if it's again some kind of junk food or processed food which has got very little water in it, you're not giving your body what it needs. So it's going to keep craving, and you're going to keep eating, but you're not giving your body what it needs. So again, it's nothing to do with your willpower, it's your body absolutely crying out for what it actually needs. Reason number 5, you're not sleeping enough. Now this might seem really strange and you think, what the hell has that got to do with food? But when you sleep properly and you sleep enough, all your hormones kind of get balanced, and when you don't sleep enough, your hunger hormones kind of go all out of whack, and you could eat and never feel full because your hunger hormone that is responsible for telling your brain that you're full there's not enough of it there because you haven't slept enough. So make sure that you do get enough sleep. If you have trouble sleeping, then click on my video here where I give you my tips on how to get a better night's sleep. Reason number 6, you're too stressed. Now in this day and age, everyone has so much that they have to cope with. Being stressed is almost normal. But this again really plays havoc with your hormones. And one of the stress hormones that's released, called cortisol, actually promotes belly fat and makes you crave sugar. So no, you can't get rid of every single stressor that there is, but make sure that you spend some time relaxing every single day. Even if it's just for 5 minutes, go and sit somewhere dark, close your eyes and just breathe deeply. Go and watch something funny on YouTube, or just do something that is going to relax you. And reason number 7, which I think is the most important, is that you don't respect or love yourself enough. I'm not saying that you need to love yourself as though you're the best person that's out there. It's about loving yourself as though you're a family member, or that you are your child, or something like that. Something that you need to look after. Because guess what? Your body has been there for you all this time. With all the missed workouts, with all the junk food that you've eaten, it's still there for you, and it still cares about you, and it still looks after you no matter what. So just show it a little bit of respect in return. And you do this and you realise that your cravings do reduce. Start thinking about your body every time that you think about the food. This isn't something that you can change overnight, but just start appreciating your body to start with, and the respect and love will eventually come. So I hope this video has made you realise that your binge eating and your emotional eating is not your fault, and it's nothing to do with your willpower. And you need to change all these other things. As I said, I'm going to be posting a couple more videos over the next few weeks, and hopefully this will give you the tools that you need to change your life around, and you can beat this. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe to my channel because I post 2 videos every single week showing you how you can live a healthy life that's sustainable and maintainable for the rest of your life. So if you like me, then please subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye!